Hello, my name is Len Baer, also known as P. Sardonicus on Twitter. And this is media update for August 1st, 2022. Today is the last day you can comment on Department of State's final interim rule for implementation of Havana Act, published in the Federal Register. The rule will take effect August 15th and will apply to federal employees for qualifying injuries to the brain. I'm not going to summarize the entire rule. It's available publicly. I just want to point out that according to the rule, qualifying injury include permanent alterations in brain functions as demonstrated by confirming correlative findings on imaging studies that include computer tomography scan, CT, or magnetic resonance imaging scan, MRI, or electroencephalogram, EEG. My interpretation is that the word correlative is a key to understanding the eligibility for this one-time payment. It's because imaging methods do not show brain injury per se, but correlate to symptoms of injury. And thus, decision is left to a board-certified neurologist to say whether images correlate to symptoms experienced by the victim. I'm surprised that objective vestibular tests signifying injury to the organs of gravity, a hallmark of Havana syndrome, were not included in the rule. That's puzzling. Next. Have you ever heard of Bolivian media outlet Cavasashun News? Neither have I, until it reported on the interview CIA Director William Burns gave to Andrew Mitchell of NBC during Aspen Security Forum on July 20th. This piece of reporting had one of the most misleading headlines I've ever seen. CIA director admits there's no Havana syndrome. Really? What Burns actually said is that CIA found no evidence of organized global campaign by a foreign actor leading to Havana syndrome. But he also admitted that payments are going out to CIA employees who suffered, and I quote, real brain injuries. Quite different from the headline, don't you think? But that didn't stop Benjamin Norton, an editor of Multipolarista, jumping on the story. He published an article titled, CIA Director Admits Media Myth Havana Syndrome is Not a Foreign Attack. Slightly more accurate headline, but still calls Havana Syndrome a myth. He also calls it a conspiracy theory and a blatantly fake story. What was deeply unsatisfying to me in Benjamin's reporting is that he can't decide what Havana syndrome is. 1 minute he calls it an attack with a sci-fi weapon, next minute he calls it a fake disease. So which is it, Benjamin? To me, the word syndrome suggests it's a condition, since syndrome is defined as a group of signs and symptoms that occur together and characterize a particular abnormality or condition. So with the language being all over the place, it's hard to grasp the logic of the piece and address all the inconsistencies that Benjamin purports. So as far as the attack, CIA director never said there were no attacks. Rather, that there's no sustained global campaign by a foreign actor. That's not the same thing as saying there were no attacks. And as far as the condition, Benjamin mentions that there are perfectly good medical explanation for the majority of the reports. Correct, except for 2 dozens that cannot be explained. That's in the CIA report. These verified cases have objective signs of injury to vestibular organs that are most consistent with exposure to directed pulsed radio frequency energy. That's also in the intelligence report. So Benjamin, next time you claim something is sci-fi, please check with the experts in that area of knowledge. Numerous neuroweapon experts, from Dr. Giordano to McCrae to Krishnan, warn us that this is no longer sci-fi. This is reality. That's all for this media update. Until next time.